Heinz Winbeck. Heinz Winbeck, 11 February 1946 – 26 March 2019, was a German composer, conductor, and academic teacher. He is known for 5 large-scale symphonies which he programmatically subtitled, such as 2 Solus and 2 Profundis. As a composition teacher in Würzburg, he shaped a generation of students. Career. Winbeck was born in a small village named Piflis, now part of Ergolding, close to Landshut in Lower Bavaria, into a family of farmers. He started his musical studies in 1964 at the Richard Strauss Conservatory in Munich, piano with Magda Rossi and conducting with Fritz Rieger. From 1967 he studied conducting at the Musikhochschule München with Jan Kotzier, and composition with Harold Gensmer and Gunter Bielis, graduating with the Staatsexamen state exam in 1973. After his studies, he was encouraged especially by Wilhelm Killmayer to find his personal style. Like Wolfgang Rehm and Manfred Trajan, he turned to a new Einfachheit, new simplicity and subjectivity. From 1974 to 1978, he worked as a composer and conductor at the Stadttheater in Ingolstadt, also for the Festival Lewisburg Festspiel. In 1980 he taught at the Musikhochschule München. In 1981 he studied for half a year at the Site Internationale des Arts in Paris on a scholarship from the state of Bavaria. In 1987 he taught ear training and music theory at the Musikhochschule München. In 1988 he was appointed professor of composition at the Hochschule für Musik Würzburg. Among his students were Tobias P. M. Schneid, the composer and pianist Rudy Spring and Stefan Hipp, as well as the composer Inez Luch, composer and musicologist Daniel Hensel, Alexander Munno, Adrian Sieber, Henrik Ajax, and the composer Joachim F. W. Schneider. Winbeck was composer in residence at the Cabrillo Festival of Contemporary Music in Cabrillo, California. From 1991, Winbeck lived in Schambach near Riedenburg in Lower Bavaria, in a monastery that he and his wife Gerlinde modernized. He died on 26 March 2019 in a clinic in Regensburg. The CD box Heinz Winbeck, the complete symphonies published by the TYSART Records label in 2019, was awarded in August 2020 for the Opus Classic in the categories Symphonic Recording of the 20th / Editorial Performance of the Year and World Premiere Recording of the Year nominated, and awarded the Opus Classic for the world premiere recording at the beginning. Symphonies. Winbeck revived the genre of the symphony, motivated by the need for existential expression. He composed 5 large-scale symphonies between 1983 and 2011, comparable to the symphonies of Gustav Mahler. By giving them titles, he reflected topics such as history as a sequence of wars and cruelty, the guilt of the generation of his parents, endangered ecology, the loneliness of humanity in the cosmos, and facing near death. Winbeck's first symphony was premiered in 1984 at the Donaueschinger Tage for New Music and recorded by Würgo, combined with Winbeck's second string quartet, with Dennis Russell Davies conducting the Rundfunk Sinfonieorchester Saarbrücken. Winbeck's Fifth Symphony, Jetztund in der Stund des Todes now and in the Hour of Death, reflects sketches of Anton Bruckner's unfinished Ninth Symphony. The work in 3 movements of about 55 minutes was played by the Bruckner Orchestra Linz, conducted by Dennis Russell Davies on 1 March 2010 at the Stift St. Florian. The same year Winbeck started a collaboration with the Landestheater Linz, which resulted in the ballet Lebenssturm, Storms of Life. The composer commented on his way of composing, "Ich kann nichts anderes sagen, als dass ich buchstäblich nur das zu Papier bringe, das Word ich es nicht tun, mich zerspringt." All I can say is that I literally only put down on paper that which, were I not to do so, would cause me to explode. Works. Winbeck's works are published by Baron Vocal. Gluhend Ratzel Glowing Enigmas 1970, Song Cycle for Baritone and Piano. Text, Nelly Sachs Symphonic Works. Sonosilant 1971, Music for Cello and String Orchestra. Enchejinjasang 1973, for orchestra. Lenau Fantasy 1979, for cello and orchestra. Denkick and Haydn 1982, three fragments for orchestra, two solos, you alone. First Symphony 1983/85, Second Symphony 1985/86. Grodic, Third Symphony 1987/88 for orchestra. Alto and speaker, text, George Trakl. Du Profundis Out of the Deep, Psalm 130. Fourth Symphony. Jetstund and Durstund, des Todes Now and in the Hour of Death. From the Ave Maria, Fifth Symphony Chamber Music. Pas de Dukes 1971, for flute and xylophone. Tempi Capriciosi, First String Quartet 1979. Tempi Notany, Second String Quartet 1979. Lick in den Saint, and Enrom 1982, for two violins, viola, and two cellos. Jag Quartet, Hunting Quartet, Third String Quartet 1984. Awards 1974, first prize in the first composition competition of the Sommerliche Musiktag, Hitzacker Summer Music Days. 1980, second prize in the fourth composition competition in Hitzacker. 1981, Grant Award of the City of Munich. 1981/82, scholarship by State of Bavaria for studies of half a year at the Site Internationale des Arts. 1985, 2004, Gerda und Gunter Bailes Award of the Gemma Foundation. 2010, Friedrich Bohr Praise. 2020, Opus Classic. In 1994, Heinz and Heinz Winbeck won a prize for the historical renovation by the Hypo Foundation. Publications: Edwin Baumgartner, Kreisen den Tag. Heinz Winbeck Galt als Ausdrucksmusiker in der Bruckner Maler Linie, in Wiener Zeitung 1. April 2019. In German, Daniel Hensel, Heinz Winbeck, in Komponisten der Gegenwart, Edition Text plus Kritik München 65. Nachlieferung 12/2019. In German. Wilhelm Kilmayer, Musik als Nature. Zur Kompositionsweise von Heinz Winbeck. Zum Einstimmungen Milos im Streichquintett Blick in den Strom, in Milos. Vierteljahrzeitschrift für Musik, 1984, H1, p. 7081. In German, Franz Hummel, Heinz Winbeck's Apokalyptische Volksmusik, in Text zur LP Call Legno 5517, 1987. In German, Siegfried Mosser, Musik als Nature. Zur Kompositionsweise von Heinz Winbeck. Zur Klanggeschichten Komposition in den Lenau Fantasien, in Milos. Vierteljahrzeitschrift für Musik, 1984, H1, p. 6270. In German, Michael Topol, Heinz Winbeck, in MGG Supplement, Kassel 2008, 1132-1134. In German, Winbeck, Prof. Heinz. In Wilfried W. Bruchhauser, Komponisten der Gegenwart im Deutschen Komponisteninteressenverband. Ein Handbuch. 4. Auflage Deutscher Komponisteninteressenverband, Berlin 1995, ISBN 3-55501-410 XP 1393. In German, Discography. Heinz Winbeck, The Complete Symphonies, 2019 TY Zart, TXS 17091, LC 28001. Heinz Winbeck, Erst Sinfonie 2 Solus, Zweite Streichquartett Tempi Notany, 1990, Wargo 6592, LC 8046. Heinz Winbeck, Denkick and Haydn / Gegen Gesang, LP 1982, Call Legno 5517, LC 7989. J.F. Klingknecht *H. Winbeck *P. Angel */Münchener Kammerorchesterfest Concert, Lenau Fantasien 1980, Bayerisch Verein Spank, Aminus 5580 Aminus 1/80 SSS.